If ingredients are the foundation of great cuisine, the sommelier is the key to elevating the dining experience to new heights. Today, we're dining at NOI, a 2 Michelin-starred Italian and Japanese fusion restaurant nestled in the Four Seasons Hotel Hong Kong. Putting the conclusion at the beginning, I would say the sommelier here is a true maestro, without whom the experience would be vastly different. Let's look at the tasting menu, which offers 9 dishes showcasing Italian omakase. Throughout the dining experience, you can easily discover the Japanese influence through the sourcing of ingredients and the application of Japanese cooking techniques. After we were settled, the sommelier asked the first question: would you prefer a traditional or more creative wine pairing? My response was a short pairing with something funky. This question was indeed a surprise to me since the wine pairing is usually preset with each dish, but here I have the opportunity for some variety. The first pairing is a 100% Pinot Noir champagne, with a round body texture and a vibrant fruity aroma. Meanwhile, our first dish is a Sicilian tuna belly, topped with red sea urchin from Hokkaido and crystal caviar. I would say this is a very standard dish made with fresh ingredients, not overly impressive as the start of the full culinary journey. Moving on, the rosy sea bass is served on top of the XO sauce and champagne sauce. There is some crispy seaweed used as the topping. Walnut oil is added to provide a slightly nutty flavor. Up to this point, I'm not sure if you share the same sentiment as me. The first 2 dishes appear rather ordinary. I was wondering if the presentation might be too simple? Unlike other Michelin-starred restaurants I've visited, there is no fancy plating or wow factor so far. Like other restaurants, providing you the ability to choose your tableware can allow a bit of personalization and uplift the dining experience. But this, I don't know how to comment, maybe I'm just too picky. Back to the dish, this one is a dry-aged shima ahi. Dry aging can enhance the texture of the dish, while I quite like the tomato essence that is extracted from the tomato salad. The wine paired with this dish is a Riesling from Ningxia, China. We often assume that Riesling will lean towards the sweet side, but this one is quite the opposite. The light-bodied, crisp Riesling with its elegantly balanced acidity pairs beautifully with the dry-aged shima ahi and tomato water. The flavors complement each other perfectly. The next dish is a classic Japanese preparation of chawanmushi, featuring Alaskan king crab. Chawanmushi is made by steaming a savory egg custard mixture in small cups, and this version is perfectly executed. The egg custard is silky smooth and custardy, with a delicate texture. It beautifully absorbs the umami-rich flavors of the Alaskan king crab. The addition of pork contributes a subtle smoky note that enhances the overall umami profile of the dish. This is a classic Parker House bread. Easy to tear apart with your hands. Soft, fluffy, and buttery. You can just imagine how it tastes, so I'll keep the description light. As I mentioned earlier, the wine pairing here is truly impressive. Many of you are likely familiar with Chardonnay, but have you tried the Chardonnay from Xinjiang? This wine comes from the boundary of the Gobi Desert, a region with abundant sunshine but not excessive heat. The fresh, aromatic notes of tropical fruit in this Chardonnay complement the next dish perfectly: the Scottish blue lobster. The blue lobster is served alongside a creamy Hokkaido pumpkin puree. Topping the dish are crunchy fried pop rice, adding a delightful textural contrast. The pineapple-like aromas of the Chardonnay heighten the mineral-rich notes of the lobster. This wine pairing is truly one of the standout highlights of this meal. The sommelier asked me to first partake in a blind tasting before moving on to the main dish. My guess was something from the left bank of Bordeaux. A full-bodied Cabernet Sauvignon with concentrated fruit aromas and robust tannins. The answer is from Spain. The ripe red fruit notes with a spicy and subtly sweet background pair seamlessly with the A5 Wagyu beef. On the side, there are some pickled onions and grilled asparagus. The Wagyu beef was perfectly cooked, still pink, and it just melted in my mouth. However, I got so caught up admiring the wine's brilliant ruby color, that I didn't capture as much footage of the beef as I would have liked. Here's the Italian part. In front of you is the red shrimp pasta. It is an egg pasta with a lemon-like sauce. On its own, I found the dish to be a bit too sour for my liking. However, when paired with the wine, the flavors become beautifully balanced. The honey-like notes from the Niagara grape varietal complement the pasta in an intriguing way. It's almost as if I'm tasting an egg pasta with Kyoho grapes. I know it sounds unusual, but this pairing manages to work surprisingly well. I believe the stars of the restaurant come from the desserts. The sweet potato flan is the highlight of the night. The flan is made with eggs and milk, and it has a caramel layer on top. It is made with sweet potatoes from Hokkaido. I found that the chef really seems to favor ingredients from Hokkaido, as a few other components are sourced from there as well. What ties the whole dish together are the 4 drops of dark liquid on top. These are in fact 40-year-old balsamic vinegar. My experience tells me that balsamic vinegar pairs well with most milky desserts, such as gelato. This is my first time having sweet potato flan prepared in this manner, and I find it to be quite impressive. Our final dessert is the rum gelato with a banana flavor. It is served with a Sciatra caviar on top. If you recall the first dish, it was also served with caviar, creating a cohesive echo from beginning to end. Caviar is a salty item, while the gelato is sweet. The bridge that links these two contrasting elements is the wine pairing. The Pinot Noir here is slightly sweet with a touch of acidity, reminiscent of umeshu or plum wine. The acidity of the wine neutralizes the sweetness, which in turn enhances the saltiness of the caviar. All in all, NOI is a restaurant worth trying if you're looking for a non-traditional and fusion Michelin-starred establishment. I appreciated the Japanese influence throughout the meal, although there is room for improvement in the starters. Again, I must credit the sommelier. His expertise goes beyond simply matching the meal. It's about reading the nuances of your palate, and crafting a symphony of flavors that elevates the entire occasion. That concludes today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you're interested in exploring more fine dining restaurants and travel itineraries, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you in the next video.